The Master's Ink. A Zen story on finding your natural creative rhythm. The paradox. You have been told your entire life that mastery requires relentless effort. That discipline means tightening your grip. That greatness demands strain. That if you are not exhausted, you are not committed. But what if your greatest work only arrives when you finally stop trying? What if the very tension you believe creates mastery is the force suffocating it? Most creators today are trapped in a silent war. A war against the blank page. A war against the algorithm. A war against time. A war against themselves. They try harder. Push more. Grip tighter. And yet the ink dries before it ever truly flows. Today, we step into a quiet studio in the mountains of old Japan, where a master calligrapher prepares to teach. Not technique, but freedom. The illusion of control. The student arrives before sunrise. His robes are perfectly folded. His posture rigid. His brush held like a sword ready for battle. He has practiced the strokes thousands of times. Vertical. Horizontal. Hook. Sweep. Technically flawless. But the master watches in silence. The student presses the brush to paper. The lines are sharp. Measured. Precise. Yet something is missing. Life. The characters are correct. But they do not breathe. The student wipes sweat from his brow. Master, he says. I have followed every instruction. Why does my work still feel empty? The master walks closer. He lifts the paper and studies it. Your hand is skilled, he says gently. But your spirit is clenched. The student tightens further. I am trying my best. The master nods. That is the problem. Modern reflection. How many of us live like that student? We wake up gripping our day before it begins. We sit at our desks determined to produce brilliance. We outline. Plan. Optimize. Strategize. And yet the more we force inspiration, the more it hides. You cannot squeeze water from a stone. And you cannot squeeze creativity from fear. Control feels powerful. But control is often just disguised anxiety. We believe if we try harder, we will finally create something worthy. Yet tension suffocates rhythm. The art of unlearning. The next morning, the master does something unexpected. He removes the student's practice sheets. He takes away the reference characters. He clears the table. Today, the master says, you will not practice writing. The student is confused. But how will I improve? You will unlearn. The master places the brush in the student's hand. Do not think about the character. Do not think about perfection. Do not think about the result. The student hesitates. Then what should I think about? The master smiles. Nothing. Silence fills the room. The student realizes something terrifying. He has never created without aiming. He has never moved without calculating. He has never allowed the brush to simply move. The rules that once guided him have become psychological cages. Discipline became rigidity. Structure became fear. The master speaks softly. When you are obsessed with the final character, you cannot feel the stroke that creates it. Releasing the fear. The student tries again. But this time, he loosens his grip. The brush trembles. Ink drips unexpectedly. He feels panic rise. What if I ruin it? The master interrupts gently. Let it ruin. For the first time, the student allows a stroke to fall imperfectly. It curves strangely. Uneven. Alive. Something shifts. The fear of mistake begins to dissolve. And in that space, something new enters. Freedom. Entering the flow. The master instructs. Before the brush moves, let the breath move. The student inhales. Slow. Deep. Unforced. He exhales. The room grows quiet. No future. No past. No judgment. Only breath. He lowers the brush. And this time, it does not feel like effort. It feels like listening. The brush glides. Not commanded, but allowed. Ink meets paper. With a soft whisper. There is no strain in the wrist. No tightening in the jaw. The stroke completes itself. The student blinks. It is the most alive character he has ever written. Not perfect, but breathing. The sensory awakening. When the ego steps aside, the senses awaken. He feels the texture of paper, the weight of ink, the rhythm of his pulse. The brush is no longer a tool. It is an extension of his body. The movement does not originate in thought. It arises from stillness. This is the hidden frequency of creativity. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is subtle, soft, fluid. And it only becomes audible when you stop forcing the beat. The secret ingredient. The student asks, what changed? The master replies, you stopped trying to be great. Greatness pursued from ego creates tension. Greatness allowed from stillness creates art. There is a secret most creators never learn. The masterpiece is already within you. But it cannot emerge through pressure. When hand and heart move as one, without interference from fear, art becomes effortless. This does not mean laziness. It means alignment. Effort without tension. Discipline without rigidity. Focus without fear. The power of non-striving. The paradox is ancient. The best work appears when we stop trying to impress. The most powerful writing happens when we stop trying to sound profound. The most authentic voice emerges when we stop performing. Non-striving is not passivity. It is relaxed readiness. The difference between a forced creative output and natural rhythm is the difference between noise and music. One is manufactured. The other flows. Application to modern creators. Today we live in rapid cycles. Post. Upload. Publish. Repeat. We measure worth in views. Validation in metrics. We believe productivity equals value. But forced creativity burns out the spirit. The master's lesson applies even here. Before you hit create, become still. Before you push harder, ask if you are gripping. Before you demand brilliance, release the pressure. Your natural rhythm is buried under expectations, under comparison, under urgency. Remove them and watch what flows. Living the fluid rhythm. Months pass. The student no longer forces strokes. He practices daily, but without strain. His posture is relaxed. His breath steady. The master observes quietly. One afternoon, without announcement, the student paints a final character. It is simple. One word. Flow. The ink dances across the paper. Alive. Balanced. Effortless. The master bows. You are no longer controlling the brush, he says. You are listening to it. The transformation is complete. He is no longer a rigid technician. He is a channel. Your invitation. Now, the question turns to you. Where are you gripping too tightly? Where are you trying so hard that the life has drained from your work? Find one area today. To stop forcing. It may be your writing, your fitness, your relationships, your career. Take one breath before acting. Loosen the grip. Allow the movement to arise. You may discover that what you have been chasing has been waiting for you to get out of the way. Closing meditation. Imagine the brush hovering above the paper. No rush. No tension. No demand. Only presence. The ink waits. The paper waits. And when the hand finally moves, it is not effort. It is surrender. The masterpiece was never created by force. It was revealed by letting go. And perhaps your greatest creation is not something you produce, but something you allow.